So gonna get together. Go pop it for a plan. Pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a plan. Drop it for me. I went to beach house in Miami. Wake up with.
All right, welcome to Season 1, Episode 5 of the Landmark Sports Show with Anthony and John. You notice how this time we're doing things differently. I'm going to be doing the opening, and John is going to be doing the closing.
That's right, switching things up on you.
Yep. So, leading off, we're going to discuss some UFC.
Ant, why don't you first tell us about UFC Fight Night this weekend? Tell us what happened there.
All right. So, I didn't watch that card because I was busy watching wrestling, which I thought would be better than UFC. But, yeah, UFC Fight Night. Shevchenko versus Juliana Pena. That was crazy. I mean, you look first. Let's talk about upset of the night. Jorge Masvidal defeating Donald Cowboy Cerrone at 1 minute of round number 2 by TKO. I thought at first the referee stopped it at the end of the first round because it looked to me like he stopped the fight before the round ended, but apparently not. So, they continued on to the second round with Masvidal dropping Cerrone early in the second and then finishing it in 1 minute in Donald Cerrone's hometown of Denver, Colorado. Now, obviously the crowd, they were shocked and they started booing Masvidal because of the knockout. But, man, it's crazy.
So it was a big upset?
That was a huge upset.
And he pretty much controlled the fight the whole way?
I would think so, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so it wasn't like he just kind of caught him and knocked him out. It was he pretty much won the fight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Anything else from that fight night?
Let's talk about the main event.
Okay.
Valentina Shevchenko versus Juliana Pena. With that fight, I think Shevchenko was like a slight favorite. And a lot of people thought this would be a back-and-forth battle. Nope. Valentina pretty much took over that fight from the beginning, and then it ended in the second round with Shevchenko finishing Juliana by submission due to an armbar. So, and that fight was a number 1 contenders fight, so it's official now, folks. Amanda Nunes will defend her bantamweight title against Valentina Shevchenko in a rematch from their first fight, which was very, very close. It could have gone either way, but Amanda Nunes won. So now it's the rematch, and it's going to be big.
Is that one scheduled yet, Ant, or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah,
but
not yet.
Will that be the main card on whatever one it's on?
Well, it's definitely going to be a main card. I'm not sure if it's going to be a main event, but maybe. Who knows?
But that's definitely one to watch out for, right?
Oh, of course.
Great. Anything else from Fight Night?
Not that I could think of.
All right. A new a coming up matchup was announced this weekend, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So, folks, April 10th in Buffalo, New York. The same card that Chris Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi is on. I don't think I discussed that fight yet, right?
No, I don't think we talked about that one yet.
All right, let's talk about that one first.
Yeah.
Chris Weidman, the former UFC middleweight champion, is coming back to New York to fight Gegard Mousasi, who is on a huge roll. This fight is a must-win for Chris Weidman because he is on a 2-fight losing streak. Both coming from devastating KOs. Chris Weidman, when he fought Luke Rockhold, it ended with 4th round TKO. And when he just fought Yoel Romero at UFC 205 in Madison Square Garden, which is Chris Weidman's hometown, he got knocked out by a huge knee at 24 seconds of the 3rd round.
Wow.
Yeah, so Chris Weidman, he has to win this fight.
So he's really looking to bounce back then, right?
Yeah. Gegard Mousasi, however, if he wins this fight, it sends a huge message to the middleweight division that he's here and that he is ready to fight for the title.
Really?
Yeah, because right now, he's on a 4-fight winning streak, and he looks impressive.
So he's kind of like an up-and-comer as opposed to Weidman, right?
Yep. Come on, Chris, you got to win this fight. I'm your favorite. You're my favorite fighter. You even said it yourself. I'm your favorite fan. That's why when we met at Modell's, I wanted to have a face-off, and he said, "Oh, my favorite fan wants to have a face-off."
Yeah. I've seen it. I saw the pictures to prove it. Aunt showed me the pictures.
Yep.
I think you could have taken them.
Yeah, I think Weidman will take this fight. I think he's gonna beat Mousasi and bounce back.
Great. I hope so. I'll be rooting for him.
Thank you.
Who else is on that card, Ant?
All right, main event, folks. The rematch that we've all been waiting for. Hopefully it happens because it was supposed to be scheduled for UFC 206, but the champ had to pull out due to an injury. Daniel Cormier will defend the light heavyweight championship in a rematch against Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Oof, that's a big one.
Yes. Rumble Johnson, since he lost to Daniel Cormier, he's finished his last 3 opponents.
So on submission or
No.
just knock them out?
Brutal knockouts. Let's look at this. Anthony Johnson, after he fought Daniel Cormier and lost by submission in the 3rd round, back at UFC 187, Rumble, he knocked out Jimmy Manuwa in the 2nd round. He knocked out Ryan Bader in the 1st round at 1 minute and 34 seconds. And he recently knocked out Glover Teixeira at UFC 202 in 13 seconds.
Wow. Wait, he just came out throwing, or how did he knock him out in 13 seconds?
He knocked him out with an uppercut.
Wow, just like that, huh?
Yep. Daniel Cormier, a huge wrestler. He was an Olympic wrestler. He beat Anthony Johnson to win the vacant light heavyweight title in 2015 at UFC 187. Obviously, everybody knows about the whole John Jones situation of why he had to vacate the title. And yeah, but he hasn't defended his title since 2015 against Alexander Gustafsson because he's been getting injured. And when he was supposed to defend his title against John Jones at UFC 200, that went down the drain when John Jones tested positive and was removed from the card.
Right.
So he ended up fighting Anderson Silva on that card. So yeah, he hasn't defended his title since 2015. And like I said, when Anthony Johnson and Daniel Cormier was supposed to fight in a rematch at UFC 206, Daniel Cormier had to pull out because of a leg injury. But hopefully he stays healthy and these two battle it out on April 10th.
So, Ant, would it be fair to say, with Cormier being sort of the wrestling type, and it sounds like Johnson's a knockout puncher, would it be fair to say that if Johnson can kind of stay away from him and make it a punching fight, he's got a good chance, and if Cormier can get in on his body and get him in a grapple, that it's going to be tough for Johnson to win? Would you say that's fair?
Well, this is what happened in the first fight. Daniel Cormier, he wrestled Anthony Johnson, took him down. However, Rumble, in like the first 30 seconds, he knocked down Daniel Cormier with a huge shot. And being Daniel Cormier, how he has a great chin, he got right back up, and it looked like he didn't feel one thing.
Oh, so he can really take a punch, huh?
He really could. And after that, DC just wrestled Rumble and finished the fight by rear naked choke in the 3rd round.
So it sounds like it's going to be an interesting fight, right? Two very different styles.
It is, but the thing is, Daniel Cormier, like I said, when his leg got hurt, we don't know if he's going to be the same fighter. Because look at this. He's getting old. I mean, he's 37. Rumble, I think he's going to take advantage of maybe leg kicks, and he could defend takedowns. I've seen him defend a few.
Yeah, so you can keep him off his body.
Yeah, and I think Rumble can actually finish the fight early. I think he's going to knock out DC.
So it sounds like an early pick is going to go to Rumble, right, for you?
Yep, let's go Rumble. No offense, DC, I like you, but come on, man. Let's face it. Rumble, he's on a hot streak, so let's see.
Yeah, no offense. Anthony basically says you're old and you have one leg, DC. So, right? Anthony said he could take you out.
I didn't say that, okay? He's playing around too much. I could beat you in a match.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. That's going to be maybe episode 10. You might get to see some action from Ant and I.
Yep. All right.
Ant, anything else from UFC?
Not really, other than the fact that Dana White says Ronda Rousey's probably done with fighting. Personally, it would not surprise me if she's done, because she has nothing left to prove.
Yeah, it seems like it's for the better. It seems like it's time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's about it for UFC.
All right, so we're going to shift gears. It's a big week, Super Bowl preview week.
Yep.
You turn on all its channels, all the stations, turn on ESPN, NFL Network, all of them, they have wall-to-wall coverage. So you're going to get all the Super Bowl preview you need from Anthony and I here in about 5 or 6 minutes. So
Yes.
you could skip all that ESPN, you could skip all that NFL. We're going to give you all the predictions you need, all the analysis you need. It's coming right here. And it starts with Ant. Ant, what are we thinking for this Super Bowl?
Man, I think this is a great match. The Falcons against the Patriots. Falcons, they're on a hot tear. You know, nobody expecting them to make it to the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl.
Right.
But when they beat Green Bay last week, destroyed them, I was happy, you know, because I wanted to see a new team, you know, make it to the Super Bowl. You know, a fresh, young team with a great quarterback like Matt Ryan. And the Falcons, they're unstoppable. Now look at the New England Patriots, being the team that they always are. Unstoppable because of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. I don't like them, but I give them respect for the great team that they are. John, what would you say about about this matchup?
I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. I think a lot of that stuff is indisputable, right? Like Atlanta's a very hot team. They have a really good quarterback in Matt Ryan. I'm also kind of happy they're there. I mean, to have that new quarterback there, to have a new team there, right? It's not the Packers or the Seahawks or one of these teams that we see there frequently.
Thank God it's not the Seahawks. I think they're overrated.
Not a Seahawk fan.
Me neither.
But you know, and I think that they're coming in hot. They have a really good offense. They have a defensive coach, which I think was genius. I think that more NFL teams should take this play out of the playbook.
Oh, absolutely.
Where they have the offensive pieces in place, so they hired a defensive-minded head coach. Because really, like, when you look at personnel, their defense isn't great, except for Vic Beasley. But when you have a defensive-minded coach like Dan Quinn, I think that can make up for a lot of shortcomings of the personnel. So now you couple this really outstanding, talented offense with a solid defense with great coaching, and you have a complete package.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with everything he said, you know?
You know, and then like you said, the Patriots are the Patriots. Like, nobody's done it for as long, as consistently as Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. They're kind of boring. Like, we see them year after year be in the same position. I saw actually they have a stat the other day. They have more Super Bowl appearances than the Falcons have playoff wins. So that kind of tells you what they're going up against as far as the experience in the Patriots and being relatively inexperienced in the Falcons. And, you know, Tom Brady's amazing, and we talked about him last week here, and Belichick's amazing. And it feels to me like one of those years where the Patriots have it clicking.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to our predictions. Yeah. What do you
All
think?
right. The Patriots might be a great team and all, with Tom Brady being one of the best quarterbacks of all time, if not the best, like other people say. Personally, I don't think he's the best. I think Joe Montana is the best because every time he's been to a Super Bowl, he's never lost one.
Actually, I dropped that knowledge on my dad the other day after our show. I was like, Ant told me that Montana's won every Super Bowl he's in. My dad's like, I'm not sure that's right. I'm like, no, Ant said it. And then we looked it up, and yeah, he was 4 for 4.
Told you.
Don't mess with Ant. He knows.
Yeah, exactly. I know my NFL and my UFC. So, but I don't like the Patriots. I can't stand them. And because the Falcons look excellent right now, I have Atlanta winning the Super Bowl 35-30. I think it's going to be a really close game. Man, I think for MVP, Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way it plays out. I'm going to go a little different way. I think the score is actually going to be really similar to Ant. I think it's going to be 34-32. But I have the Patriots winning the game. When people ask me, who you got in the Super Bowl? I say, who do I want or who I think is going to win, right? Because I'd like to see Atlanta win. I'd like to see Matt Ryan get a Super Bowl. I think he deserves it. But who I think is going to win, I think the Patriots are going to win because they have the experience. They've been there. They have Tom Brady. They have Bill Belichick. I think Tom Brady's going to win the MVP. And I think it's going to be 34-32. I'm predicting right now the Patriots are going to kick a long field goal for the win. Gostowski is going to kick a long field goal. It's going to be 32-31. Falcons are actually going to be up, and then with very little time left, there's going to be a long field goal for the victory. I know it's very specific, but when it's right, everyone can look at me and say, "Oh, look, he was right."
Before last year, I was on a hot streak of predicting the right Super Bowls. The Panthers let me down last year, and they ruined my streak.
Yeah, they let a lot of people down.
Yeah, they ruined my streak. However, I'm very happy that Peyton Manning got another award. He deserved it.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite quarterbacks ever. I love him.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he is the better of the Manning quarterbacks. What do you think?
Yeah. But like I said, Joe Montana is still the best. But the thing is, in football, you can't decide. You can't really say who the best is because it's your opinion. Because in football, there's so many quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, people spend a lot of time arguing or debating, like, who the best are, who the top is. But you're right. It's not cut and dry. I would say the best way to do it is just to make a group of the greatest ever, right? Maybe like 5 or 6, and just say those are the greatest ever. Because really, to name one from that is not fair to the other guys.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a question.
All right.
What do you think about Russell Westbrook finally getting a spot in the NBA All-Star team?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy. I think he deserves it. I think, he has been everything that you would want an All-Star to be as far as being able to score, rebound, assist. And I think it's going to be a really exciting All-Star game. I know All-Star games are typically not exciting, but the NBA actually puts on a pretty good All-Star game. It's a lot of scoring, a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
What I'm really not happy about, Ant, is that my man Joel Embiid got a snub and he's not on the All-Star game. I'm very disappointed. I'm actually happy that he's going to get some rest because I'd like to make sure he's rested up and not going to injure himself. But he's really revitalized the Sixers, who were basically a dead franchise for 4 or 5 years. And all of a sudden now there's this really likable, really excellent player. And I would like to see him get some recognition. But if he stays healthy, he's going to get some All-Star games in the future.
Yeah, maybe next year he'll get the All-Star game. Another question.
Yeah.
So when I go to college, I want to do broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Along with doing MMA.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I want to be a UFC fighter. I want to be just like TJ Dillashaw, win the UFC title.
That's right.
But let's say the UFC thing doesn't go really well. What broadcast show would be the best for me? FS1, ESPN, NFL Network? Which one would be the best?
My thought with your expertise would be Fox Sports 1, because Fox Sports 1 does a lot of MMA, UFC coverage. And they also do a little bit of, like, they're starting to get into more of the mainstream sports, like NFL, baseball. They have, they've kind of stolen a couple guys from ESPN.
Yeah, exactly.
So I could see you doing a Fox Sports 1. I think Fox Sports 1 is only going to grow. And I think UFC is only going to grow, and I think MMA is only going to grow. So I could see that being a landing spot for you.
Thank you.
Anybody that sees our show is going to see that you're a special talent, and that they would be lucky to have you. So, even if you happen to be ESPN or NFL Network or something like that, they'll recognize your skills.
Thank you. Anything else, John?
I have a quick question for you.
What's
on
up?
NBA front. We talked a little LeBron last week, but
What's up?
recently LeBron has been getting much more outspoken, right? So he criticized the general manager and the owner of the Cavaliers, saying they don't spend enough money. He's kind of coming at Charles Barkley now, calling him a hater. So what are your thoughts on this new kind of like more vocal, outspoken LeBron?
Well, first of all, that's ridiculous. I mean, he came at his manager?
Yeah, the general manager and the owner of the Cavaliers.
How are you going to come at your team's manager and owner? That's stupid. I mean, okay, it's good to say it's good to say what's inside of you instead of keeping it inside, like let it out, but what he's doing is ridiculous,
Yeah.
Stop being this cocky player, Like, stop acting like you're the greatest of all time. Like, calm down, man. Like, Okay, we get it. There's a lot of people that say you're the greatest of all time, that you're better than Michael Jordan. But come on, man. Relax. You have to step back, take a step back, and realize that in this world, talking like that can get you into a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not good, you know? So I think LeBron James needs to take a step back, calm down, and just play like he always does, you
Yep.
know?
I think Anthony Johnson should get a hold of him. What do you think? Give him a couple good shots.
Yeah, give him a 13-second knockout.
All right, anything else before we wrap up for the week?
Not that I could think of, except for he's gonna be wrong, folks.
We'll see. One of us is gonna be right, one's gonna be wrong. The whole playoffs, Ant and I have split
Yeah.
every single week. First 2 weeks we were both 2-2, 2-2. Last week we were both 1-1. So there's gonna be a winner next week. Ant might get a homework pass if he gets it right. And
Yeah.
if I get it right, he's gonna have extra homework.
Yeah.
So you should be rooting for the Patriots because it's always good to do extra homework.
You should root for the Falcons, kids, because you see, why don't you make a bet with your teacher that if you get the Falcons right in the Super Bowl, or whoever you pick and right, then you get a homework pass. If you lose, you have to do extra homework.
Yeah, go for it.
Yep.
All right, Ant, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Thank you all for tuning in. Check back next Tuesday. We'll do a Super Bowl recap. We'll have all the hard-hitting action here. We're going to get more into the NBA. And, of course, we'll make sure we have our weekly segment on the UFC with Ant's expertise.
Yep. By the way, folks, wait for episode 10. Like we said, we're going to do some action. We promise.